Hey, good day, good day, good day. Welcome to a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, your host. Glad you're here today. If you weren't here today, what a interesting show it would be if bored of today. We're going to talk about a few things. Jumping right into it, 5 things we can learn from abstract artists. How you can use buy now, pay later services for your business, and 4 tips to manage and avoid this startup killer, and 10 proven strategies for setting realistic goals and staying on track. That's important. Interesting phenomenon, which we're going to uncover today, how to stop overacting so much at work. The surprising habit that all successful people share and how it changed this person's perspective. Did you know that a stigma in general, keeps many men from seeking mental health support? These 3 shifts in thinking can help with that. What is holding business back from digital transformation? Busy versus productive, how small business leaders can focus on what really matters, and 9 scary personal finance mistakes and how to avoid them. The 2 bicycle errors. Listen, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray, started 5 companies, sold 3 companies. You can get to know me better at zoneofgenius.com, zoneofgenius.com. We're here for one thing and one thing alone, help you live your best life or start or grow your business. And I'm glad you're here today. Let's begin our show. And again, thank you for being here on today's version of The Rundown with Ramon. All right. We're here. We're back. And again, thanks for being here today. Let's see who's joining us here. Kimberly Wyckoff is here, one of our amazing co-hosts. Kimberly Wyckoff, glad you're here today on the Rundown with Ramon. I hope your day is well and blessed. Let's get in with it, Kimberly. So hang out with me and let me see what you think on these things. Ding, 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 ding. Topic number 1, we're going to touch on 5 things entrepreneurs can learn from the boldness of abstract artists. Abstract artists have no rhyme or reason, it seems, to what they're doing. They in the fine arts field, abstract art sometimes feel like a bold departure from traditional forms, writes Afsnahe Ke Trapal in Brains magazine. It's a universe where colors, shapes, and textures collide in unexpected ways, creating an inexplicably beautiful visual landscape. This audacity to break away from the traditional or norm mirrors the entrepreneurial spirit, is what they're talking about here. So what can we learn about it in business? 5 things we can learn from abstract artists. And that's 1, embracing risk. Number 2, the power of unique vision. Number 3, learning from failure and criticism. 4, the importance of authenticity for entrepreneurs. And 5, continuous innovation and experimentation. Many times the thing stopping us from getting where we need to be is we're not willing to embrace risk. We don't want to fail. We're afraid of failure. The power of unique vision. You can't think like everybody else thinks if you want to show up different in the world and show how you have unique and special value. When you fail, when you fall, when somebody criticizes you, even if they're wrong, learn from it. Maybe they have a perspective you didn't think about. The importance of authenticity is important. You be you. I can't be Gary Vaynerchuk. I can't be Seth Godin. I can't be Steve Harvey. I can't be Kevin Hart. I can't be any of these many business icons who I've looked to for years. I can only be me. I can learn from them, but I can't be them. And last but not least, continuous innovation and experimentation. Are we willing to experiment and innovate, Deborah Williams? Are we willing to innovate and experiment, Scott Davis? Glad you're here today. This is what it takes to succeed. Abstract artists, I think they have it right, Deborah Williams, and I'm glad you're here on today's Rundown with Ramon. Good day to you. Good day, Scott Davis. Glad you're here on today's Rundown with Ramon. So let's think about this the next time we want to succeed, the next time we want to go forth. Let's think about abstract artists. Their art is different. Their art is different than other people expect. They have to learn from failure, learn from critique, be different in the world, how they show up, take risk, but they still can succeed, and so can you. Again, welcome to a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. How to use buy now, pay later services for your business. Buy now, pay later services are a great way that poke, prod the emotional triggers of shoppers. Those who don't have the money for today can get what they want later, can buy later, can pay for it later, and get it now. Hence, it's called buy now, pay later services. You buy it now and put some money down. The product is shipped to you and you can pay for it later over time. It seems to me like kind of like credit cards, but it's a different type of service usually built into the product or service. My mentor, Lamar Tyler, uses Klarna for this. He can sell a $10,000 product. You pay $10,000 to him via Klarna. They give him the full check, and then you pay Klarna back over time. For example, consider a customer who is after one of your $200 products. There's something about $50 every 2 weeks being easier to swallow than $200 out in one hit. Customers adopting BNPL spend 6.42% more than those who do not use it. Increase your sales, attract younger shoppers, build customer loyalty. This is how it can work. And usually the fee for a business is 2% to 8% of the transaction, but it works. So consider that. Buy now, pay later, students. Pay later systems can work. I said students because Anna is here from the Musical Web. Anna's chiming in here. My students use BNPL, and it's made a tremendous impact on my cash flow. Anna, thank you for joining in here. Anna's with the Musical Web, looking for all your piano lesson needs. Check out the Musical Web. Thanks for being here, Anna. Ding, 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 ding. 4 tips to manage and avoid this startup killer. Something called technical debt, which I hadn't heard of before. Technical debt occurs when development teams take shortcuts to expedite delivery and build code that later needs to be refactored, prioritizing speed over perfect code. I'm going to take this to another level, Scott. I'm going to take this to a different angle, Deborah. I'm going to take this in a different angle, Kimberly and Ayanna. We're talking about technical debt for startups, yes, doing things the wrong way in your startup, building the code, other things wrong. But what about our lives? We're rushing to do things, doing things not quite the right way that in this moment now help us move the ball forward. But yet in the long term, it doesn't help. In the long term, it doesn't do us good. In the long term, in fact, we may have to go back and correct mistakes made. I'm curious what you think about that. Technical debt of startups they're talking about, yes, in this. Startups, as you're building your company, make sure you build it correctly, yes. But I do think there's something to be said here about our own lives as well. This aspect as we go along, are we doing things the right way? Or are we having short-term success, short-term results, what really will turn out to be long-term failure? Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. You've joined the Rundown with Ramon, brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon for you today. All we do is one thing and one thing alone, help you live your best life or start or grow your business. And I'm so glad you've joined me today on the Rundown with Ramon, broadcast on our USA Today networks as well and beyond. Glad you're here. Our next topic, ding, 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 ding. We're going to touch on 10 proven strategies for setting realistic goals and staying on track by Dr. Donia Ball. If you find yourself repeatedly starting over with your goals, you're not alone. Many struggle to set realistic, achievable objectives and stay on course. Dr. Donia Ball, leadership expert, has outlined key strategies to help you break the cycle. 1, ask, who is this for and what is the long-term purpose? Ask yourself that question. Number 2, break the things you have to do down into chunks. Don't try to do it all at one time or you will fail. Number 3, write it down. What are the things that have to be done? Write those down so it hits better in your memory. And one of those frontal cortexes are fancy words people use. Number 4, create the implementation plan. How will you get it done? 5, track your progress. 6, embrace flexibility. Know that sometimes you may have to stop. Sometimes you may have to go around. Sometimes things may be different. Sometimes you may have to pause, but embrace the flexibility of your goals and what you're doing, or you'll set yourself up for emotional failure. 7, build daily habits. You can't build daily habits with everything you do in life, but there's usually 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 things you can do every single day. For me, most of the time, it's a cup of Cafe Bustelo with an apple and wheat bread and buttered wheat bread. I do my push-ups and stretches most days, and sometimes I do a power walk and or go to the gym. I should do that more, but I've been slacking in that. Number 8, surround yourself with people who want to see you win. If you're surrounding yourself with people who are still broke, still losing, still down, still jealous, still contentious. It's not good for you. Surround yourself with winners. Number 9, stay patient and persistent. And number 10, don't forget to celebrate even the small wins. Celebrate and cheer yourself, Ayanna. Celebrate and cheer yourself, Deborah. Celebrate and cheer. This is how you can move forward, because if you don't, having the goals that you want to do, it's hard to get there if you don't have a process to get it done. And if you need help with that, if you need someone to help you set goals, someone to help you move forward and you're feeling stuck, and you want to talk to a business therapist, let me know. I can refer you to my network of people who can help you. Ding, 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 ding. Financial Times is an amazing article here talking about how to stop overacting at work. And again, if you just joined, this is the Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, your host. Glad you're here today. Get to know me better at zoneofgenius.com. Get to know me better at ramonray.com. So how can we stop overacting at work? And part of overacting is very simple. It's our emotions, writes Financial Times. When our emotions run high, we act in ways we don't like. Here's how we can do things just a bit different. It might be crying when a manager gives some critical feedback, or dreading interaction with a senior colleague whose curt manner makes you feel worthless. So why does overaction happen? In the book here, Why Weren't We Taught This at School? Says Alice Sheldon, the author of it, by understanding what's going on beneath the surface. What are the triggers? What are the things that make us do the things we do? Things that are hidden, or things that we may know that we may not have wanted to bring out. Everything we do in life relates to this basic human desire to have our needs met. And when our needs aren't met, I guess it seems we act out. There's emotional triggers for all of it. Beyond that, we can learn preventive action. Choose people you love to take into the meeting with you so they just stand at your back in your imagination. I like that. If you feel you're emotionally triggered at work, there are things you can do, disciplines you can take to be better at it. Ahmad, thanks for being here today. Appreciate you so much. Again, if you're just joining, my name is Ramon Ray, everybody, and this is The Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. Next up, the surprising habit that all successful people share and how it changed my perspective, writes Dan S. Kennedy. When he writes here, success isn't much of a mystery. In that respect, it's actually disappointing to a lot of people who want to be very complicated, who, as we discussed earlier, prefer a good alibi, but it's just a reflection of what you're doing with your time. Success comes from the execution and implementation of a lot of things directly linked to one's goals and objectives, not random action. Success is not random. Success actually is a very disciplined focus. This doesn't mean that randomization doesn't happen. No, it doesn't mean that. But it doesn't mean that success is not something that just happened by accident. It's something, in fact, that you need to work at. I can predict what your bank balance will be a year from now if you provide me with the following information. What's in the account today? What type of content you consume regularly, some information about the 5 people you spend the most time with, an analysis of how you spend your time during an average week, half hour by half hour. For 90% of people, predicting this is a no-brainer. The guess is the same as it was last year. If you're stuck, simply taking action isn't enough. Jim Rohn called this the principle of massive action. When you look at highly successful people, you'll find they are massive action takers. They don't just try one solution to a problem, they implement 20 solutions all at once. So if you want to change, if you want to be a success, it's not accidental. There has to be some strategy about it. Amor Phillip is here. Glad you're here today on the Rundown with Ramon. Destiny's amazing, Ahmad. Thanks for bringing that up as well. So I want you to think about this as we're going along, as we're moving forward. Goal setting is very important, and it's something that we can all attain to doing. And as I'm having here in the slides, we can stop overacting at work, stop overacting with the people we want. And we've just touched on a habit that all successful people share. Moving to another topic, ding, 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 ding. Stigma keeps men from seeking mental health support. Interesting article. I know that men and women operate quite a bit different. But mental health and getting mental support and talking to a therapist and being in our feelings is a good thing for men and women. Talking about somebody who fell and had some internal injuries and broken bones and didn't want to live in an accident he had, who acknowledges that fear, shame, or simply not knowing how to ask for or accept support often stand in the way of men getting help. Men are more open about depression and anxiety than even a decade ago, in part thanks to celebrities who have been open about their own mental health struggles. Prince Harry, Noah Kahan, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Michael Phelps, and Ryan Reynolds. Men getting help is not weak. Men getting help is a good thing. Men getting help is something that's important to do. The article here says, be open to a new definition of masculinity, possibly, to help with that. We can still be men. We can still be strong. We can still be masculine, and we can still get help. If you're a man who's suffering, if you're a man who needs help, if you're a man who's struggling in your business, struggling in your personal life, do consider getting therapy, maybe in a group, maybe one-on-one. I'm not sure what works best for you, but get help. Don't hold those things inside. It's not healthy for you. Welcome to a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. What's holding businesses back from digital transformation? We hear this word quite a bit, digital transformation. And this, that, or the other holds things back, reports Forbes. Natalia Andrich writes this, CEO of Visiven. She is a leading digital transformation evangelist for the pharma and life sciences industries. But she said disrupting in-house dynamics is one. Businesses are humming along, going as they are, but are we willing to disrupt how things are to get a better answer? The answer was clear. Internal politics are often the stopping point for it. The importance of collaboration. It's hard to have digital transformation if you're not even collaborating with your team members. Are you asking the right questions? Again, Natalia Andreychuk writes this in Forbes. Everybody talks about digital transformation, but did you know so many companies are still behind? Even though many of us are using AI, many are not. And it's up to us to do it. Everybody, again, thanks for being here on the Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today. I'm Ramon Ray, started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books. Glad to have Ahmed and Amor and Ayanna, Deborah, Scott, and Kimberly here, no matter what status in life you are, what you can afford or not. Glad you're here today. Ding, 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 ding. Touching on another topic, busy versus productive. Interesting article here in allbusiness.com, how small business leaders can focus on what really matters, because you can be busy. You can move, but you can be moving in place and doing nothing, getting no farther ahead. So productivity is the key, not just being busy. This article in allbusiness.com writes how being busy hurts your business. Overcoming and multitasking, overcommitting rather in multitasking. You say yes to everything, trying to handle all the tasks at once, but you're still going nowhere. You're trying to do all the things because you don't have a priority of what you should do first. You're doing all the things yourself because you're failing to delegate. Instead of being proactive and seeing things happening ahead, you're just being reactive to problems. You don't build space in and give yourself time to reflect. The stress you're having is increased because your well-being is decreased. You're not focused on yourself. The fix for this, says the article in allbusiness.com, is to focus and delegate. You can't do all the things. You have to build a team and find people who can support your vision, support your goals, and help you build a better business and even build a better life. You can't do all the things. This is where the power of delegation comes in. Alexandria Nicole, glad you're here, co-host of the Rundown with Ramon. And by the way, heads up, those of you interested, check out a amazing event I'm putting together, geniusforgoodawards.com, geniusforgoodawards.com. You want to check that amazing event out, which is being birthed, geniusforgoodawards.com. So I want you to be productive. I don't just want you to be busy. And again, if you've just joined here, Flipping across the channels, my name is Ramon Ray, entrepreneur, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. This is the Rundown with Ramon. All we do is one thing and one thing alone, help you live your best life or start or grow your business. 9 scary personal finance mistakes. 1, not having a financial plan. 2, overspending and impulse buying. 3, no emergency fund. 4, relying too much on credit cards. 5, taking your credit score for granted. And 6, failing to plan for retirement. 7, ignoring insurance needs. 8, not investing or starting too late. 9, poor tax planning. This is how you can start the life you want. This is how you can have the life you want. Financial mistakes can impede your life. And some of the things are things I do and things I struggle with. Not having a financial plan, overspending and impulse buying, no emergency fund, relying too much on credit cards, taking your credit score for granted, failing to plan for retirement, ignoring insurance needs, not investing or starting too late, and poor tax planning can jam you up and make things go wrong. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray, and finances is a critical part of living life to the fullest. And I'm blessed to have you here, Alexandra Nicole. Moving on to our final topic of the day, some insight from Seth Godin. Ding, 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 ding. He talks about 2 bicycle errors. Momentum activities like public speaking, board sports, and leadership all share an attribute with riding a bicycle. It gets easier when you get good at it. The first error we often make is believing that someone, even us, will never be good at riding a bike because riding a bike is so difficult. When we're not good at it, it's obvious to everyone. The second error is coming to the conclusion that people who are good at it are talented, born with the ability to do it. They're not. They have simply earned a skill that translates into momentum. There's a difference between this person is a terrible public speaker and this person will never be good at public speaking. There's a difference. And there's a difference between they're a great leader and they were born to lead. The thing about momentum activities is that we notice them only twice: when people are terrible at them and when they're good at it. That includes the person you see in the mirror. If you want to get better at something, keep putting in the work. Keep putting in the practice to do it over and over and over and over again. Keep putting in the work. That's how you become the best at something. Why am I a great speaker? By God's grace, because I've been on Clubhouse for 4 years, every single day almost during COVID, because I've spoken hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, because I'm doing a show like this, hundreds of episodes I've done. So I put in the work, I put in the practice for edutainment, for live, for improv, for more, for helping people. And I'm sure Amor is good at what she does. Alexandria is good at what she does. Ian is good at what she does. Deborah's good at what she does because we put in the work, we put in the practice. I don't put in the practice of piano, Iana. That's why I'm not a good piano player, even though I've played piano for 40 so years. Keep putting the work. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. All I ask is you to focus on one thing and one thing alone. Go to zoneofgenius.com if you want to learn more insight from us, zoneofgenius.com. I ask you today to be clear on what you really, really want to do in life and in business. Be clear on it. Ask yourself this: do you even want to be in business? Maybe you don't want to be. Ask yourself, are you hungry enough to be where you need to be in life and in business? Do you have the hunger and desire to get there? What is your pricing like? Is your pricing premium or is it cheap? If it's cheap, you're going to be competing against the low margin vendors of the world. Your mindset of success is absolutely everything. And last but not least, I want you to ask yourself, what do you do best? What do you do better than anybody else that you can monetize and get paid to do what you love, just like Alexandria Nicole does, just like Iana does, just like Amor does, just like Scott Davis does, just like Kimberly Wyckoff does. Hey, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray, and this is an episode of The Rundown with Ramon. I'm so glad you're here today to join me in it. Be blessed, have an amazing day, and go make the world a better place by telling somebody that they matter, telling somebody that you care, encouraging somebody else today to make a difference in the world. Thanks so much for showing up. Thanks for being here.